Hey everybody, Justin here, Side Hustle Pro, your professional side hustler. And I just want to talk a little bit about eBay returns. Now, I hardly ever get eBay returns. As a matter of fact, I think this year I've had 3 people request it. 2 of them didn't. The one didn't want to pay return shipping, and so he just said it's not worth it. The other one, nothing came of it. He just never responded. This guy, however, he did want it returned, and so it was new with tags, right? And he said there was a defect with it, and so I asked him sort of what was going on, because I do offer 30 days return shipping. All right, so I offer 30 days return shipping, and if there's something wrong with what I did, I'll pay the return shipping. But the policy, is that if it's just a buyer remorse or something like that, then they pay return shipping. So let me just read to you here, without giving away any names. I'll just read to you here how how this return sort of went down. The guy's first language is not English, so it was sort of weird. But let's see the details. All right, it was a Daniel Cremix wool cashmere blend, brand new with tags vest, and I sold it for $41.99 plus $7.75 shipping. So this is how this went. He says, the buyer has created a return. The reason doesn't seem authentic, which is just like a drop-down thing that they have to pick, right? So they're not saying it's not authentic. He's just saying that's the thing that he does, right? When he drops it down for the reason for the return. And then in the comments he said the vest is imperfect. Okay, so in my mind I'm like, all right, this thing was brand new with tags. I checked it a bunch of times. I'm wondering what he thinks is imperfect about it. All right. So I say, I'm sorry to hear that you are not satisfied with the item. May I ask what is wrong with it? Also, are the tags still on? Because if the tags aren't on, then that's in eBay's policy, right? The return policy. It has to be in the condition that it was in. All right, so then I wouldn't have to accept it at all, or it would be up to me anyway. So then he says, that not fixed the right way, the tag's still on. So I imagine that not fixed the right way means it doesn't fit the right way, okay? So I say, no problem. If it doesn't fit the right way, I would ask that you pay return shipping. When I receive it, I will send you a refund for the item. Okay, so all I'm saying is that's fine. Doesn't fit. Sorry about that. Pay return shipping. I'll reimburse you for the item. Because I double checked my listing, right? Because I can make mistakes. I had a picture of the tag, the size listed, the correct size, and the measurements on this thing. All right. And then so he says, can you confirm address? And then he says, guys, put the right information. Now I'm supposed to spend $16 in mail. That is no right. So I'm assuming he's saying, you put the wrong information in. I'm not paying $16 to ship it back. Now I don't know how he was going to ship it. It's like 3 states away for $16. I don't know how he was going to ship it back. Why in the world it would cost $16? But anyway, so then he says again, guys, put the right information. Now I'm spending 16. He says the same thing twice. And then I said, what was the wrong information? Question mark. And then he says, confirm your address. I confirm the address. And then, so I call eBay and I say, hey, look, this is what's going on. Am I right or wrong here? What's the next step? And they say, well, just tell him you'll send him out the return label. And then you'll deduct that from his thing. And eBay did say that because he said it didn't fit, that they would be on my side. But you got to be careful because it depends on who you talk to that day on eBay. I've had people before where I say, look, this is what's going on. They say we're 100% on your side. Go ahead with having them pay return shipping. And then I'll call the next day and the people will say, nope, that's not right. You have to pay return shipping or we're going to dock your thing or whatever. So it depends on who you talk to. So make sure you know the policy. All right. I accept returns. I don't have any problem with the returns. Okay, it's good customer service. But I do want to know what the reason is behind it. If it's something I did so I can improve or what. So I said, I can send you a return label and deduct the cost from the label from your refund when I receive the item. If that is agreeable, let me know. So then he says, good morning. I sent it yesterday, USPS, flat rate, 2 days delivery. Thank you. All right. And then I said, okay, as soon as I receive it, I'll send the refund. Sorry, it didn't fit. And then he said, really sorry about this. Thank you so much. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to open this item. I just got it back today. We're going to open it. And here it is, the same padded flat rate that I shipped it in. All right. I'm going to block out the names there, but you can tell, see, it's got the side rip to where he originally opened it. Put it back in there, flat rate. One, I'm not sure if it's legal to reuse the flat rate envelopes like that, but that's a battle that I don't want to fight. It doesn't really matter. So let's open it. So this is just what he sent me. God, it stinks like patchouli oil, or patchouli, right? Oh, that is strong. I'm hoping it's just the bag. Alright, so he put it back in the original bag that I sent it in. It's like a poly bag that folds over. Right, so this is good news. He did fold it nice, but oh God, here's the thing. I don't know how. Alright, so here's the vest. Let's check it out. I mean, it still looks like it's in good condition. It still does have the tags in there. Right, so it's still new with tags, and so that's not a big deal because I can just I already had the listing. I'll just go back in and just relist it, so it's not a big deal to put back up. But I don't know how in the world, man, because obviously he didn't wear this unless he wore it with the tag down. But dude, it smells like a hippie or a beatnik or something. It doesn't smell good. It smells like patchouli, straight up. I don't think it smells good. So what I don't know, man. What do you guys think? I'm gonna send him the return. I'm not paying return shipping. I'll send him the $41.99 back. And it's strong, but I think it's just because of the patchouli is just strong anyway. I don't think it's overpowering. I think if I hang it up, I might just lightly mist it with some Febreze or something, but I think if I just air it out, I think the smell will be gone, and I don't think that'll be a problem. But I hate that stuff, man. Like as soon as I opened it, I could smell it. So anyway, good news is he returned it, still new with the tags, still looks in good shape to me. So there's that. So he held true to his word. He sent it back. And it still had the tags on it. So because I do offer 30-day shipping and it just didn't fit him, I'm going to go ahead and refund him the money. And you know, I think that's the right thing to do. You know, put yourself in the buyer's shoes. You buy something online, it's $50, and it doesn't fit you. Well, I mean, what do? You might as well just throw the money out the window, right? So you're hoping the buyer will say, yeah, sure, I'll take it back. You know, and I think he was trying in the beginning to say something wasn't right. So I would say, yeah, sure, I'll pay return shipping. But I had all the measurements and everything in there. And so that was a failure on his part, I think. So all in all, said and done, I think it's fair. He pays return shipping. I'll give him the money for the item back. No harm, no foul. I'll just air it out and just relist it, and no big deal. All right. Now, you know, and I think I'm handling this the right way. And this is how you have to handle returns. If you offer returns, you have to handle returns. And don't think you're going to sell on eBay and say, I'm just not going to take returns, and then that way you'll never have to return anything. That's not the way it works at all. Because the buyer, 9 times out of 10, is going to win a case against the seller. eBay needs to make their money, and they want to keep their buyers happy. And I think it's good customer service. I think some people's mindset is, you know, they don't want to lose that money. You know, like when I look at my PayPal account and I'm going to see that $43 gone, am I happy about it? No, I'd rather it still be in there. But I have the item back, and I'm pretty confident that this can sell again in the condition that it's in for the same price eventually down the road. So I'm okay with that. I got my investment back. And so I don't like to see the money gone, but I don't get hung up on that because it doesn't happen a lot, and it's just part of business. When people get hung up on this fact that I sold it, now this money is mine, and I'm not returning it because this is my money, that's the wrong way to go about it, right? You have to offer good customer service above all else. And I think sometimes this may happen with people that don't sell a lot, or they sell one or two things. I've heard lots of stories of people who sell one or two things, or they'll have one thing and they'll sell it, and then something happens, they'll have to return it, and then they sign eBay off altogether. Okay? And I understand that, but when you're trying to run a business to get a consistent income, whether it's part-time or full-time, you have to take these returns, and you have to keep good customer service in your mind. All right? Because if you hold on to this like little bit of pride that you have, and that's essentially what it is. You know, I'm not returning it because of this. You know, because I don't feel like I should, or you bought it. You know, that's ridiculous. It's along the same lines of when you order a pizza and then they mess your order up and they refuse to like reimburse you for the money, you know, or they make a big deal out of remaking it or something like that. And it's like, come on, it's like, bro, you're gonna get paid the same hourly rate whether you make this pizza for me again or not, you know, and you should, because it was the wrong thing, you know. So, but sometimes, I guess my point there is sometimes they get this pride, like, no, I say what's going on, and I'm not remaking anything. And I think eBay sellers get the same thing. Like, no, I'm in complete control of all this. Well, I mean, you're not. You know, well, you are to an extent, but the worst thing that you can have happen to you in a return case is that they file a claim against you, eBay docks you for it, and I think you only get 3 of those, and then eventually you lose your rights as a seller if you do that enough times. So, how do we go about eBay sales? Or, I'm sorry, how do we go about eBay returns? Politely, nicely, think in terms of what the customer is thinking. You know, put yourself in their shoes, use some empathy, and finally, you know, you just do it. You just do it. You know, I'd still like to have the money, but at the end of the day, I'm going to have a happy customer, and hopefully he'll leave some positive feedback. And besides all that, it's just another human helping another human on a mistake, you know, that they made. So, anyway, if you're worried about returns, don't be. They don't happen a whole lot as long as you do the correct steps in listing the item. But when it does happen, make sure you get the customers back, and make sure you're helping them out, and also being fair to yourself. All right. So anyway, thanks for watching. Hope maybe you learned something here. This is my first return of the year, so you guys got to share it with me, and just a little bit about what I think about good customer service. And and as you can see, this guy clearly it just didn't fit him, and he returned it in the condition that it was in, besides the hippie smell, which is okay. I think it'll air out just fine. Not a big deal for me to relist, get that money back, and everybody's happy, you know. All right, so if you like the video, go ahead and hit the like button. That's the thumbs up button. It looks like this, or it may look like this, whichever way it comes up on the screen. Hit the like button. There's also a thumbs down button for dislike, but don't do that because nobody dislikes the dislikers. All right, so like it. Go ahead and subscribe. Leave a comment. Yeah, I guess those are about your only options: like, dislike, subscribe, leave a comment. So, yeah, I'd be happy with any of those, except for the dislike. Remember, bad, little down thumbs are bad. So don't do those. All right. Hey, thanks for doing this with me, and I hope you got something out of it, and have a good night.